What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and happy Friday to all of you out there. I hope you have all had a wonderful week. TGIF to all of you, and happy Cinco de Mayo / Mother's Day / whatever the hell else is going on this weekend. In today's video, we are going to be, you guessed it from the title, I'm sure, answering some more comments and replying to some more questions in our comment section. We like to do these at least once a week, so in this week's installment, we have, of course, another juicy community poll to take a look at, as well as some more spicy comments and questions over in the comment section. So we are going to be taking a look at those and replying to them in today's video. But before we go ahead and get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe. Without further ado, you already know what time it is. Cue that intro. Alright, you guys, now before we go ahead and get into the comments and the questions this week, I do want to go ahead and take a look at our community tab poll for the week, because if you guys know anything about me at this point, it's that I love a good poll. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, the question was pretty simple this week. How are you planning to budget and or spend your rubies during the EX era of KoFAS? And as always, you guys killed it with the amount of votes here at over 1,000, so keep it up. It gives me a really good idea of how everybody is leaning on these topics. But as you guys can see, these are the results, so we'll kind of go through them. First off here, we had 11% of you voting for pull for everything. So this is pretty much going to be representing a lot of your whales and or a lot of very misguided people who are soon to be very disappointed and rage quitting the game because they can't get everything for free. So hope you're a whale if you voted for that one. But regardless, 11% are pulling for everything. So may the heart of the cards be with you. Next up. This was going to be the winner of the poll, as you guys can see, coming in at 53%, and this is saving for personal favorite fighters. So this is the one that I would have voted for. You guys know me, this is the one I've always advocated for most people out there, unless they can afford to be one of these people. But in general, saving for personal favorites is something that I have always tried to preach here on the channel, and as you guys can see, 53% of you are doing just that, and I feel like this is the safest, smartest way to go about things at this point, especially considering that EX fighters are not necessarily going to be the easiest to acquire duplicates for. So, in general, I see 53% of the vote going for this one, and that makes me very, very happy. So good luck to all you guys out there. I hope you get your favorites. Next up here, we have 8% of the vote going to save for meta fighters or cards. This one sort of surprised me a little bit. However, as somebody so graciously pointed out in the comments section, at this point with the power creep, everything's meta. So, you know, at this point, I guess you could kind of just put this into any of these other categories. But in general, saving for meta fighters or cards came in at 8%. So there's your meta chasers right there. And then we have 25% putting down saving for collabs, which, you know, honestly, I didn't expect this one to have this low an amount. I expected this one to be a little bit closer to saving for personal favorite fighters, because these are the two options that I kind of expected to do the best, and they did, but the gulf of difference was a little bit longer than I thought it would be. So in general, I think that this is a pretty unsurprising poll. We did have 4% of people voting for other, but as per tradition, again, nobody ever comments below to let me know what it is that they're actually voting for when they do this, so it's probably at this point just the option that people click on to see the results. So anyway, when it comes to the big four here, nothing too surprising. It does seem as though over half of my subscribers are definitely going to be doing what I'm doing, which is saving for their personal favorites, and I feel like that is probably the safest, smartest thing to do at this point. But saving for collabs is definitely an option, a strong one at that. I feel like when it comes to collaborations, there's definitely a lot more bang for your buck there. So in general, if that's the route that you want to go, not a bad option. But in general, again, thank you guys so much for voting on these community polls. They definitely help me out a lot, like I said, to know kind of where everybody is leaning in the community. So with that all out of the way, let's get to the comments and the questions. Chris Hyams says, EX also have a 70 cost, which I think they will add game modes where only 70 costs can play, Well, I hope for new content like that. So when it comes to this is an option that people have floated out there. However, I don't necessarily think it's a good one. I think that really what this would cause would be a lot of people to splinter off and get that much more angry at the EX system, because at the end of the day, even though we do have EX fighters that are going to be options for things such as collaborations, if people are coming into the game and don't have 70 cost fighters and there's certain things that they're gated from being able to play without them, I do get the feeling a lot of people would cry foul about that and probably not be very happy. So in my opinion, while it is an option, I don't think that we can ever underestimate just how much people will get their panties in a bunch if that were to happen. So yeah, we'll see, but it sounds like a Netmarble thing to do. Shahir Yan says, lose our data and KOF Allstar will disappear. Mark my words. We spent way too much time grinding and spending money. Netmarble better fix this. I don't think any of us are in danger of losing our data. Now granted, you are right, that would definitely cause KOF All-Star to disappear because, well, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I don't think anybody needs to worry about that. I don't think anybody's really thinking that's going to happen, so maybe you know something that I don't? I hope not, because that would suck. But yeah, I really don't think that that's going to be the case. In fact, I do feel like over the course of the past couple of days since we had talked about this particular topic when it comes to things being
really bad for the servers,
things have actually seemingly gotten a little bit better. So fingers crossed. That's just me though. Maybe you guys are still having just as many issues, if not more. I don't know. Let me know in the comments section. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be in any danger of that. Raleigh? I'm sorry, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. Raleigh. I'm gonna go with Raleigh. Please make a video for the set that is available in the present Rush Dungeon. I will be doing so. I actually have not been grinding the Rush Dungeon too much yet. I have 2 pieces of the set. I will go ahead and do that next week, but that is something that is on the docket. So definitely will be doing that, so stay tuned. You know, before I go any further going through these comments, can we just talk about the amount of these types of comments that I see coming up and popping up in my comment section lately? Apparently, I'm really big with the prawn people. Cool. End of the line says, wish they would add the collab dimension EX. So basically hoping that we eventually get some sort of way to awaken our characters that are EX further without having to pull duplicates. End of the line, I think we are all in the same boat with you on this one, from your lips to Netmarble's ears, right? But at the same time, the odds of them giving us any sort of dimension exchange for something like that would be probably too generous for Netmarble. So you keep dreaming, you beautiful dreamer. Stairway Slammer said, is this the new EX server? And I had to put this in this. I have nothing to say about this other than the fact that it was hilarious and I laughed really hard, so good job, Stairway. Snow McSnow says they should have all SNK Heroines characters thrown into the unified banner. And they should just make everything in the game free too. Sorry, Snow, but they're not gonna do that. They're not that nice. I mean, we can dream about certain things, but you'll be lucky to even see another gender bend character at this point because, yeah, it's Netmarble, and I think at this point they pretty much know exactly where their money is being made and they are on a clear direction when it comes to that. But I know a lot of people out there would like to see characters such as that. They would like to see more gender bend characters and so on and so forth. I historically have been kind of lukewarm to those types of things, but yeah, I know enough people out there be excited for it, so maybe down the road you'll get them as an EX fighter on an EX banner.
Good luck.
Carl Eichholt says, I'm the only one who doesn't want past collabs to go sayonara forever. Not true. Everybody would like more time with the collabs, but continue. If we had a big unified collab banner, both the characters and the cards for those, I would definitely go for it. Almost everybody would. That would be kind of a no-brainer. The problem is that would cost Netmarble a lot of money with a lot of different IP holders, and that is why that would never happen. These contracts are for limited times to be distributing these things, and typically speaking, depending on kind of what company you're talking about, typically they are going to be splitting any sort of profits with those companies during those time periods for those collaborations. So yeah, that's why that isn't going to happen. But it goes on. The only collabs I don't want are Marvel Comics, DC Comics, or Mortal Kombat. So basically 2 of the 3 that people want the most. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, You're asking for it in the comment section. If any of the 3 I reject come in July, I'll pass those up. I would like me some DC, Mortal Kombat, or Marvel, I'm not gonna lie. Any 3 of those would be great. But as far as the bulk of the question, or the comment rather, yeah, I've pretty much already explained why that would never happen. It isn't ever going to happen. I think if anybody's expecting any sort of substantial rerun for a lot of these past collaborations, I really just don't see it happening. There's a case to be made for maybe a few of them, but chances are at that point, Netmarble might be more inclined to do maybe sort of, instead of a rerun, to buff kind of the current stuff instead of re-releasing it, and or just doing a second volume of things. So who knows, but there's always a chance. But it has been a long time since we've had a rerun, to the point where I think that the odds are very, very low, much less them ever doing any sort of unified collab banner. That just is out of the cards completely. But thank you for the comment, Carl, I appreciate it. Slayer717 says, doing the rush dungeon and coming up with 90k coins for the set cards is a total pain in the ass, lol. I just spent 3000 AP that took around 4 hours of playtime. I literally put it on auto and went to sleep, just to wake up to 20k only knocked out. I just smashed that battle pass, thanks TBR. So first off, you're welcome. Second of all, yeah, you may, it sounds like, not have a lot of what you need for the extra characters and cards for the extra drops for the coins, because I personally have not had this issue. I actually did one overnight grind just so I would have enough to get the hammers and what have you every day. And yeah, I got quite a good yield on that. So in general, these card sets on these rush dungeons typically are going to be fairly expensive. However, really it comes down to making sure that you're using as many of the characters and the cards that the particular rush dungeon itself is calling for as possible. So that might be your problem. You might want to check out what you might be missing there. But if you don't have a lot of that stuff, I definitely could see where it would get very, very pricey at that point, and you definitely have to double think about what you're doing there. But 3000 AP, you might want to try about 9,999, because that's what most of us have to do in order to get a full set, or plus more than that. So yeah, that's not that much AP, believe it or not, on a rush dungeon. But anyway, thank you for the comment, Slayer717. I hope you get them. The Rabbit says, KOF needs to add a world chat so the game doesn't feel like a single player game. Brings the community together in game and makes it easier to join a guild. I had to make my own guild just to join a guild. I will check back in a few months to see if a chat feature ever gets put in. As much as I kinda, sorta, maybe not really would like to see that, I've played a lot of Netmarble games that do have a world chat.
And that is pure cancer.
Pure cancer. And they don't seem to do anything whatsoever to police it. So yeah, just judging from the amount of comments that I see in things like Discord, Reddit, so what have you, be careful what you wish for. What they really need to work on is the co-op gameplay. I miss co-op gameplay. That was fun for the, 2 weeks we had it, right? Good times. The Gamer FE says, I don't see the quit the game option. Disappointed. It's because it's never an option. You're not allowed to quit this game ever. You are now a slave to Netmarble, whether you realize it or not.
So hand over your money to your Netmarble overlords and be happy, damn it.
Or you can just uninstall the game. I mean, if that's really what you want to do, go for it. We'll miss you, though. Aper says, I believe that's how you pronounce that. I really like your profile pic, by the way. But then again, I like creepy stuff. Anyway, they will first milk the shit out of EX fighters, then they will add generic memories, just like they did with SS and BS fighters. Why is it that this is eliciting like a mental image of somebody trying to milk Akuma, and it's really kind of creepy? Don't think about that. It will cause you nightmares. Anyway, Aper, yeah, I get the feeling that that is exactly what's going to happen. They are going to probably just drag this out. Everybody's going to throw a fit. By the time we get kind of used to getting shafted all the time on these banners, then we'll start to see generic memories roll out. By then, we'll hope that there's that many people left that are still happy with the game, because I remember when the SS and the BS fighters came out, there were a lot of unhappy people. So, fingers crossed, genuinely, because I don't want that to happen. That would suck. I like making content for you guys. But anyway, you guys, that is going to do it for this week's installment of the weekly subscriber Q&A. I hope you all found it informative or enjoyable or entertaining or whatever it is you're here for. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment on any of my videos, and who knows, maybe I will read your comment in the future on one of these videos. You never know. But anyway, you guys, I will see you in the Saturday chat and chill. You all take care. Peace.
Continue.